Hello, everybody, and welcome to the top 5 new comics for May 28th of 2025. I'm, as always, Chris, and let's talk about some great comics coming to your local comic shop this week, starting with Superman, number 26. This is written by Joshua Williamson, with art by Sean Izaaske and Eddy Barrows, with inks by Eber Ferreira, colors by Alejandro Sanchez, and letters by Ariana Maher. We had the big 25th issue. The summer of Superman has arrived, and we got a lot of things in that issue. We got kind of more little bit into what's going on with Doomsday, how he's kind of moving to the side, and I'm sure we're going to see him again down the line. How Mercy and this bizarro Lex Luthor with Superman's powers, a big fight there to bring back Lex as we know him, as opposed to the insomnia, or not insomnia, but mind wiped version of him that we have in the current continuity. And just a lot of big things happening on that issue. And it ends, spoilers everybody, for issue 25 of Superman, but it ends with not only Superman being infected with red kryptonite, but with Lois losing her superpowers. So how is Superwoman no more? Is Lois Lane now going back to just a quote-unquote regular person? A lot of questions be answered there. And with this new issue, we are going to get more of what's going on with Lex. It seems like he's starting to veer towards the old Lex again. Maybe remembering things that he had forgotten, or maybe he's always remembered these things. We don't know. And dealing with this enraged Hulk-like Superman that's just infected with red kryptonite. There's so many cool story arcs going on here. I love what Joshua's been doing with the Superman series. And I think as a whole, the Superman line has been really great, as just all around. Action Comics has been fun. Superman proper has been fun. I even really enjoyed the Superman Unlimited that I thought I was going to really dislike with Dan Slott. And I'm just looking forward to so much more with this character, with this particular series, to see what they got in store for Superman moving forward. And after that, I have Absolute Wonder Woman number 8. This is written by Kelly Thompson, with art by Hayden Sherman, colors by Jordie Bellaire, and letters by Becca Carey. So Hayden's back on the book, and I think in my past I said I like that fill-in artist a little bit more. That's not to say I don't love Hayden's work. I'm happy to see him back on the book, that he was a big part of that first story arc, and is a big collaborator for the book as a whole. So seeing him back is really great. Getting that 2-issue arc over and done with so that we can move on to the next adventure in Wonder Woman's life here, as she moves aside and deals with kind of the ramifications of what happened with the Tetracide, and how that's going to affect man's world and her place in it while being in the underworld and figuring out all these things. There's so many cool storylines going on here. We've got a great story with great art and just a cool alternate universe version of Wonder Woman. I've really enjoyed all the Absolute books, as I've said a billion times on these videos, but it needs to be sent a billion more because they've been so good, just as a whole. Absolutely adore them. Speaking of alternate universe, my next book is Ultimate Spider-Man number 17. This is written by Jonathan Hickman, with art by David Messina, colors by Matt Wilson, and letters by Cory Petit. Issue 16, we got to see what's going on with Mysterio. Who is Mysterio? How is he, or she maybe, connected to the Spider-Man mythos more than just that character that we've known for years in the regular universe? And now that we've gotten that, and we've seen how that affected events in past issues leading up to what's happening, now we're back into the main story arc, and we're going to see the turf war for New York City. We're going to see the Sinister Six in action. And not only that, but we have 2 Spider-Men in this story. We've got Peter, as our classic Spider-Man, but this new version of him aged up a little bit, and his son Richard, who has this black suit that there's still a mystery around. I mean, longtime Spider-Man, longtime just comics people. Hell, everybody in the world should know what the black suit means for Spider-Man, but they haven't outright said it. And there's a different relationship that Peter has with this suit in this world. So there's still a mystery in that and why Richard is wearing it as opposed to why Peter took it on, let's say. I have just adored this series. The Ultimate Universe has been so much fun. This new iteration of it has been a blast. And I cannot recommend, especially Ultimate Spider-Man enough. And this is coming from somebody that's just not a Spider-Man guy as a whole. Uh, the only Spider-Man I really read anymore is Ultimate Spider-Man and Miles Morales. So that should say something about my taste and what I feel of the character. And to say that this is one of my favorite books on the shelves every week means a ton. After that, I have Daredevil, Cold Day in Hell, #2. This is written by Charles Soule with art by Steve McNiven, colors by Dean White, and letters by Clayton Cowles. So in that first issue, we met a Matt Murdock that his power has dulled. Like, he doesn't have the super radar sense that he used to have. Now he is just an old man who is blind. And he's still trying to do good with what he has, who he is, and how the past events of his life have brought him to this place. And there's also this side story of something happened years ago where there's not as many soups around, and the ones that do operate more in the dark and more in the clouds. But that doesn't mean that the bad guys just went away. So some show up, there's a big event that ends up killing Captain America and giving Matt his powers back. So we see him come back as Daredevil. And that moment, in one issue, Charles and Steve were able to build this world, make you feel for Matt Murdock, and then be excited to see him back in a suit. And from page 1 to page end, it was a great issue and just a masterclass in how to do a first issue of a series and make you care about every single thing that happens. I feel like even if you weren't a Daredevil fan, you could see the mastery in that story. So to get issue 2 finally coming out has me excited because now we're kind of back. Daredevil's back. He's going to come to save the day. He's going to do his thing in Hell's Kitchen and find this big bad that is doing some unsavory things behind the scenes. And I want to see how the team handles that, how they make me feel that a similar feeling from that first issue into the second issue, and how, even though he's got his powers back, and even though he's Daredevil again, what is an old man Daredevil all about? There's just so many things we could do here that sound like very interesting and like a ton of fun. So let's end with Mega Man Timelines #1. This is written by Tavis Maiden with art by Kenny Ruiz. So many of you may not know, I adore Mega Man in every way. Some of my favorite video games of all time. I've loved all the comics I've read, the manga, even the cartoon from when I was a kid. I just ate it all up. I love Mega Man. He's just one of those characters for me that whenever he pops up, I have to just devour it right away. And to see him back in comics after such a long gap in between that great Archie run, that if you've never read it, it really is some really fun, interesting comics that tell the story of the Mega Man video games, basically, in a new light. And we've got this new Timelines book that they're doing, which is going to be a series of one-shots at different points in Mega Man's life. And I'm not even that. It's different iterations of Mega Man through the game. So we're going to get versions of Mega Man in these comics that we have never gotten or just don't get stories about because, and I'm with you all, Everybody loves the original Mega Man games, and that's the version that usually makes its way to mass media. But there's Mega Man X, there's Mega Man, there's Zero, there's Mega Man ZX, there's Battle Network. There's all these different versions of this character that are interesting and fun in their own way that take that core concept of Mega Man and build upon it. So each issue is going to base itself on a different version of Mega Man throughout the timeline, hence the name Timelines. And we're going to start with the OG. So I'm excited to get a Mega Man book again, to sit down and read some new Mega Man content. It's been a good year for this character with the mangas, Mr. Mega Man, Little Mega Man, and now a new comic book series. And this will be one of those books that Wednesday, get home, gotta open it up and read it right away, because it's that book for me. I absolutely love this character. So everybody, thank you so much for watching this week. If you want to follow me further, you can go on X, Blue Sky, whatever social media network you want. I'm there at Fortress Chris. And you can also follow my Substack, chriscomicscorner.substack.com. Or you can find me on the Fortress Comic News podcast, where every week we talk to a new comic creator. We talk about the comic news and just all the stuff we're reading and watching that week. It's a fun show that I hope you all check out. And the best way to support these videos, this YouTube channel, subscribe, like the video, comment down below. If you comment in this video, let me know what books you're looking forward to. What's your top of the list? What's the book that's not on my list that, how dare it not be on my top 5? Those types of things. Let's talk in the comments down below about that. And then share it with everybody. That always does a ton. So yeah, it's been a blast, everybody. And I'll see y'all here next week.